Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and I am here on my Dino a Day review series. We are on to the Stegosaurus. Actually, pretty much one of everyone's favorite dinosaurs when they were kids because they just look cool. I mean, they've got these like super spikes running down their back. This is actually pretty true to what you see in like real life fossils. Obviously, I can't say real life because we don't know if they were covered in feathers and rainbow. Maybe they were, you never know. But the spikes down the back makes the Stego look like an absolutely awe-inspiring creature. Now, that being said, it literally means that because those spikes represent its tankiness. Now, in Ark, it is just the same. It is not. This is full speed. We are looking at max speed right now. So absolute beast of it. Yeah, no, they're not fast at all. But what are they good at? Now, the Stego is a really neat tame. Obviously, we have a bunch of levels to place into this thing. I know that in a bunch of on official servers, I mean, I know we're looking at probably 100, 150k on these things, but they easily hit 60, 70k health. It's just crazy. So I'm gonna just go and leave that for you. And then melee damage, if you want to, it kind of depends on what you want to do with it. The Stego has a really interesting technique. I forgot to make him non-bloody like that. There we go. So basically, now that we've got his health and everything up, he can do a ton of damage, and he has a ton of health. Now the only issue with this tame is, as you see right there, he does no movement at all. So he's got a little bit of a swing, and he can do some damage, but he's not going to be running anything down ever. So don't ever think that you're going to be able to chase something down and kind of beat it. But you know, that's kind of just how this game works. He is going to be your literal definition of the tank and have a lot of health and damage, but can't go anywhere. Now, another cool thing is this right here. Yes, this is on 1x, by the way. And yes, I did actually just get this much berries in two swings, technically. If you've never been to this location on Ragnarok, this is the yellow berry field. Now, just to pull it up so you can see, obviously, I don't have my markers on. Whoops. But at the chords of give or take 60-35, you're going to see there's green ob. And if you follow the little, I guess if you want to call it a plane, if you want to call it that, at the end, you'll see this yellow field of flowers. Every single one of these flowers gets you berries. In the Stego, I mean, obviously a Bronto would be your best here. But if early game, Stego, one swing literally will lag the entire server. You saw it right there, because he gathers so many berries. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Now, well, in my opinion, it's crazy. So take that for what you will. So, all things being considered, pretty cool. You can see that that's a ton of berries really quickly. That's kind of just how it works. You can just go through this field and gather your heart's content's worth of berries. Like, you can just boop, boop, done. Now, obviously, you can just drop these bags, whip them all up, and gathering berries is a Stego's strong point. He is very good at gathering them. Also, on maps like Aberration in the jungle area and stuff like that, it is one of the few ways you can actually gather a large amount of plant species X. Obviously, you're seeing the tons of berries that I'm gathering right now. And so overall, the harvesting ability of the Stegosaurus is pretty nice. It's not bad at all. He's really capable. Nothing that's gonna, you know, be absolutely crazy. He's good at what he does. That's what I would say, and that's, you know, that's a good thing. So all things being considered, Stego, pretty awesome tame. Now, what else is this really, you know, good for? What else is this known for? And the answer is pretty simple, actually. Soaking. Now, bullet-wise, this guy is really good at PvP. Now, it's also in very unique situations, so don't assume that you know exactly what I'm speaking of right here. Now, what I mean by that is pretty easy, actually. With this Stego. Now, obviously, there are ways it doesn't work. If it gets hit in the body, it takes full damage. If it gets hit in the head, it takes double damage. However, if you are up here in its spines and something is trying to shoot you, it blocks the damage, and I don't remember what the actual number is. It's like half damage or something like that. It takes heavily reduced damage to any bullets that hits the spine trying to shoot you. So if there are any turrets on Dino only, your Stego is going to get shredded. But if they're all on player only, you can literally just run up to somebody's base with a good Stego and a saddle and hold some C4 in your hand and boop, done-do. Now, the Stego is great for that purpose. He can also be picked up by a Carcanos, which is why a lot of people really like the Stegos, because they can pick them up and throw them at somebody's base while you're in it as like a little bit of a Trojan horse kind of technique. Basically, you just pick this guy up, launch him into oblivion, and someone's riding it, and then they can hop off whenever they need to. Now, that's a really awesome way to get inside somebody's base, but obviously, you're seeing the issue right now. The raw speed is not strong with the Stego. He is not a fast creature. He is not meant to really do much outside of, you know, soak and gather a couple of berries. But it's doable. There are ways to get it done. He can gather a little bit of thatch. Almost no, it's not even worthwhile going after the wood. You're better off just using like a pickaxe or something like that. I wouldn't really bother too much with it. So there are better and worse tames. But other than that, the Stego is a pretty cool creature. It's kind of like a little two-trick pony. It can either soak or it can gather berries on maps like Aberration, where you don't really have Brontos and other berry gatherers. Stegos are amazing creatures just because of that tail swing. Allows you to gather a load of berries really quickly down in the swamp. But other than that, the Stego is a pretty, you know, interesting tame. Is it overpowered? No, gosh, no. I really hope they do increase its abilities in this upcoming TLC. But you know, it's Ark, so we'll see what they actually do with it. I think that this is probably one of my favorite dinosaurs in real life, just because, I mean, look at this thing. It's gigantic, has spikes of death, and yet it's gentle and likes eating flowers. That's pretty cool, in my opinion. I guess we don't technically know if it liked eating flowers, but I assume it did, in order to be that big. Now, overall, the Stego, pretty cool tame. A little bit of PvP, a little bit of PvE, pretty neat stuff. So anyways, hopefully this video helps you out, and other than that, teach. Ow.